lived in a world where old ideas had suddenly been challenged. They stood against an executive power that refused to be constrained by the will of the people. That world of Charles I was a very different world, where the role of the people was one simply of obedience. The rulers told the people what they had to do. And the Puritans, people like Henry Ireton, were no better. They just simply thought the civil powers had the duty to compel religious and political uniformity. And the tyranny of the king led to the dictatorship of Oliver Cromwell. And that's why the Levellers emerged. They were the radical revolutionaries of their time. They believed in freedom and equality, even the freedom of religion. And that was something that was impossible to comprehend at the time. But of course, once they began to think about that, then the logic was inexorable. And the Levellers were part of a movement that resisted the abuse of power in the name of human rights and freedom of conscience. We should take to heart one of the early Leveller manifestos. Power has to be taken away from all future governments to prevent both kingly or parliamentary tyranny. And that message seems to be as relevant today as it was in 1649. The Levellers stood for liberty and equality against tyranny. As Thomas Rainsborough famously said in Putney, the poorest he that is in England has a right to live as the greatest he. So the Levellers stood for a radical reversal of values and subvert the politics of their own world. So we're here in Burford to remind ourselves again of the importance of the Levellers' vision of freedom, of equality and of justice, to keep alive their vision of a nation where all of us can share in the common good and where all of us can share our common humanity. That's a prophetic vision in which swords will be turned to ploughshares and war will be no more. And the Levellers died in this place for that vision. They were inspired by the Hebrew prophets and by Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. They wanted annual parliaments, universal suffrage, freedom of worship and rights to land. And for those dreams, 3 ordinary soldiers were shot in this place. Of course, some of that vision eventually became a reality, so their deaths were not in vain. So let's now remember them to ensure that their martyrs' blood remains an inspiration for us in our own struggle for justice and liberty.
This is in memory of Corporal Perkins.
In memory of Cornet Thompson.
This is in memory of Private Church.
This is in memory of the late Tony Benn.
All sweet glory to the earth's resources, helped ourselves to everything we found. Campus learned the game of market forces, played with euro, dollar, yen, and pound. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live the life we choose, we'd fight and never lose. Though we were young and sure to have our way. As we heard that temperatures were rising, melting ice caps, heat waves, floods and drought. Gamblers put out stories emphasizing odds that put this climate change in doubt. These are the days, my friend, and now we must defend our planet Earth from destructiveness and greed. To save the atmosphere, we'll shout it loud and and horror's good for corporations. They don't care if we all burn in hell. These are the days, my friend, and now we must defend our planet Earth from destructiveness and greed. To save the atmosphere, we'll shout it loud and clear. We will not buy more stuff that we don't need. Corporate interests rule the politicians. When I buy their products, they rule me. Revolutions start from small beginnings. Forest fires will spread from one small tree. These are the days, my friend, and now we must defend our planet Earth from destructiveness and greed. To save the atmosphere, we'll shout it loud and clear. We will not buy more stuff that we don't need. La 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 la. These are the days, oh yes, these are the days. Oh, we do like to demonize the bankers. Oh, we do like to criticize the banks. Oh, we do like to sing how they are wrong, 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 and what's all on them in our song, song, song. But it's not just enough to blame the bankers and hold up to shame their grubby cranks. Though their maggots throw their cankers in the ship of state, the bankers are just one more sinking plank. For we all know the ship of state is sinking, sabotaged by the public sector class. Let us all sing loudly in our song, song, song. Cutting jobs and services is wrong, wrong, wrong. It's the fact that capital makers should be sinking. Are there any politicians with the glass to stop thinking, stop the winking over fraud, expose the stinking compromises of ifs and buts? For we all know we need a revolution, which we all are invited to arrange. Let us all sing proudly in our song, 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 that the time has come we can right each wrong. Yes, we all know we need a revolution. The conclusion it shouldn't seem so strange. So be part of the solution, take a stand for revolution, come and join us to fight for change.